EPA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for the weekend of July 26th and 27th, 2025. It is Saturday, and this weekend's video forecast is proudly sponsored by Pitch a Tent Rentals, telling you that life sucks a lot less when you rent a camper, find a campsite, light a fire, and sit with good friends. So if you want to sleep around, rent a camper from them. If you have a desire to swing, campgrounds have playgrounds with swing sets, and by swing sets they mean playground equipment, not that adventurous set of twins from spring break in 1993. Let's keep it family friendly. Life is short, experiences matter most. Go camping. Find them on Facebook and on the web at pitchatentrentals.com. Proud sponsors of the weekend video forecast. So we do have a partly cloudy start, at least to today. I think you'll have some clouds increasing later in the day, and as we head into the evening, there will be a warm front. The same front that was stalled to our west yesterday will be moving back northward as a warm front today, and that is going to take its time doing so because we have high pressure up here in the Gulf of Maine or over Maine, somewhere up here. And that is going to be pushing against this. But the warm front is eventually going to win out, and we're going to have some showers work back into the region. This is going to be mainly Saturday evening and overnight, and then into Sunday morning where we have that showers and to get a little bit of a break in the action. Then we'll have some scattered thunderstorms, at least for our southern areas, here in the afternoon. So we're going to start off with the dew points today because there is going to be a noticeable difference today, at least in our eastern areas. These areas up here are going to be lower dew points than yesterday, but when I say lower, you're still going to be 65 to 70 degrees dew points, unless you get up across northern New Jersey where you might have lower 60s dew points. But closest to that area, high pressure will be a little bit less in the dew point department. Yesterday, for comparison, was in the middle 70s for dew points, which is absolutely ridiculous. And you'll still have that out here by Harrisburg. Up here in basically central PA, there's going to be dew points there going to be close to the mid 70s today, so you won't have any relief there from the humidity. Closer to that low pressure, you will, however. So let's get over the NAM high-res future simulated radar, starting us off at 11 o'clock in the morning here on Saturday. And there's some activity here in western PA along that warm front. As it moves eastward, though, it's going to be running into that high pressure. So there might be a few stray shower that sneaks in here during the afternoon hours in our far eastern areas. This is the latest name I'm showing you that is suggesting that. Previous runs did not and held it off to the evening. So can't rule out a stray shower, especially out here in central PA, away from that high pressure. But as these run eastward, they're going to run into that high pressure and just kind of fall apart, as you can see here. So they're not going to get too far east. It might get over to as far as far eastern Pennsylvania, but that's about it. And this is 5 o'clock in the evening on Saturday. Once we go further into the evening, though, we will have that high pressure exiting and the warm front pushing further north and east. So we will have, in this case, some scattered showers and perhaps even an isolated thunderstorm overnight. Coming through during the evening hours and overnight as this goes right into Sunday morning. This is now looking at right here noon on Sunday, where we have most of the areas getting a break in the action. And then once we get into the afternoon, later in the afternoon, there'll be some scattered thunderstorms across the southern half of our region as that system starts to pull away. And those scattered thunderstorms will be generally garden variety storms, we think, and going across our southern areas here through the evening here on Sunday. And then after that, we are done with it. So Sunday is not a total wash. The morning's not looking too good in some areas with some showers left over from the overnight. And then you'll get a little bit of a break before you have some scattered thunderstorms possible in our southern areas for the afternoon. So that's basically how the weekend is going to evolve. And here's what the global models have for that. So here's the scattered showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. When we get to Monday, however, we are going to be back to mostly sunny skies, but temperatures are still going to be quite hot. This weekend, as you see above me, 84 to 89 is the temperature spread today, 80 to 86 on Sunday because you have a lot more clouds and those showers in the morning, scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. So we're limiting the potential of high temperatures here, which would otherwise be right where it's been, right? The ridge hasn't disappeared. So when the sun comes out here on Monday, you're mostly sunny skies. You're back in the lower 90s again for highs. And then Tuesday and Wednesday are both in the low to mid 90s for highs, both of those days, Tuesday, Wednesday. Still mostly sunny for both of those days. And then we're going to have a cold front that's going to move through eventually on Wednesday night into Thursday morning with some showers. Here's that cold front right here with those showers. And then as that pulls off to the south, we are going to have a drier and cooler air mass move in. So because we're going to have showers in the morning on Thursday and then becoming partly cloudy in the afternoon, the front is already passed, so it's going to limit high temperatures to the lower 80s on Thursday. Friday should be on either side of 80 degrees. We're going to have that same configuration of temperatures at a 80 to 82-ish range for about a week, okay, following that. And that's because we have a trough moving in behind that cold front on Thursday. So these temperatures are going to be early next week. Again, we're going to be several degrees above average, 5-6 degrees above average in that Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. But watch what happens after that point as we get to, got the wrong one here. Here we go. As we get past that point, we have the trough coming in here next week, and there's going to be some pretty chilly temperatures relative to average as we start early August. So it's going to be very, very refreshing. This is well documented. We talked about this almost ad nauseum this week about this cold front coming through here on Thursday morning, and then after that point for about a week or so, we'll have these cooler temperatures to contend with. That's probably going to go through at least the 6th, and then when we get to the 7th through 9th period, we're still kind of near to very slightly below average at that point. So slightly below average stretch for about a week, which is either side of 80 degrees, maybe lower 80s in some places, but lower humidity is going to be expected when you have the core of this moving in. This trough will actually feel very nice. If you want to compare it to something we've had recently, go back to this past Monday and Tuesday where the temperatures were still summer-like. I mean, it was still warm, but it was just not with the humidity, the oppressive humidity. This will feel pretty good for about a week, which is also coinciding with the start of Music Fest. I'm EPA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for the weekend of July 26th and 27th, 2025. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.